I was talking to my mom yesterday because I reached out to her and I was like, I feel really bad about this thing, blah, blah, blah. Like, can't believe they would do that to me, blah, blah, blah. Before I can even get like the second part of the sentence out as to what happened and why it was triggering me, this girl paused me and she said, "Are you still talking to so-and-so?" And I said, yes, no, yes, no. Like, it's a little bit complicated. And then she was like, the second question she asked was, "Are you telling your friends about this?" I said, I mean, yeah. She was like, "I think you should stop talking to people about this because I'm your own mother and I think you're dumb. And I don't want your friends to sit there and talk behind your back about how much of an idiot you are." Hello? Mama!
That's what I say in a lot of these other clips, man. People just get tired of hearing that over and over again all day. Imagine what men go through. And I understand you want to come home and share your world, but a lot of times modern women share all of the bad stuff. They share all of the drama, all of the negativity. And that's great, but like, what are the wins? What are some good things that happen in your life? Because if I have to take care of your stuff, your trauma, I have to take care of the kids' stuff, my parents' stuff. Everybody's just dumping on me. Everybody's just pouring into me, and I don't have an outlet.
Okay, so I'm using TikTok as my dating profile because I don't want to go to dating apps. So what I'm looking for is an American because I want to go to America and I want to get a green card. I'm joking, but I do want to go to America, I think. What I'm looking for, so preferably like brown eyes, brown hair. If you have curly hair, oh my god, man or woman. But I like more masculine energy, so no feminine, like real feminine people, sorry. What else? A little bit about me. I'm really nice, I'm cute, I can be feisty and sassy, and I do like to get my own way. I'm not crazy, I'm honestly not. I used to be, but I went to therapy, so it's all good now. I'm Irish, if you couldn't tell, because I feel like I don't have a strong Irish accent, but I am Irish. What else? I don't know, just be American and be nice. And oh, someone's walking by. Oh yeah, you have to be taller than me. I'm 5'5", so yeah, come find me.
I mean, I think a lot of men checked out when you said when you said I'm feisty and I'm sassy and I like to get my way, and they also checked out when you said that you were crazy. But if I could be honest, a lot of men probably checked in and they said, crazy is my middle name. Let's do this.
There is this peculiar behavior that I've observed in a few different men, 3 to be exact, in my interactions with them. And I'll explain what it is in a second, but I'm coming here to TikTok and asking men for some insights into why they do this, because it's not clocking to me. The situation is as follows. I go out with a man. We either matched on a dating app or we've connected through Instagram, something like that, but I chose to go out with him and there seemed to be like a mutual attraction. And before the date, I spend time getting ready. Like, I want to look my best, right? Then we get to the date and he says nothing about my appearance. Like, okay, maybe he just doesn't think I look good, whatever, okay. And as the date progresses, the conversation somehow turns to my appearance, and I end up asking him something along the lines of, yeah, like, so do you think I'm attractive? Like, you haven't really said anything. I mean, it's fine if you don't. He's like, oh, well, yeah, I just like don't want to give you a big head, so I just like don't want to flatter you. And I'm like, why not? I always say something along the lines of, well, I just don't want you to get a big head. I'm like, well, too late. That ship has sailed. I'm not coming to you to confirm my attractiveness. I'm just wondering if you think I'm attractive. And like, if you don't, then this is a waste of my fucking time. Inevitably, they begrudgingly will say something along the lines of, well, you're attractive. You're beautiful. Like, I just don't want to tell you that all the time because, like, I just don't want to flatter you too much. And I'm like, bro, my self-worth, my confidence, my perception of myself does not live or die by a compliment that you do or do not give to me. But, like I said, I want to know if I'm wasting my fucking time. And at the end of the day, I'm still human, literally just a girl, standing in front of a boy, asking him to tell her she's pretty. Is that so hard to ask?
So I think a lot of the guys in the comments are in agreement. It'd be nice to give you a compliment, especially if he thinks that you're attractive. But one man in the comments did bring up a good point. He said, you know, I'm not one to withhold compliments, but there have been several occasions where I've complimented a woman and she said after I complimented her, it gave her the ick, which is kind of like the weirdest thing to me, because who would do that? And I think about it, but you know, that's true. They would do that. Like we do hear stories about that. It's just a weird dating market.
There was a creator on here talking about the worst kind of man to date. And those are the men that will literally spend on activities for you both. He will not spend on you unless he's benefiting from it. Please go like her video. I've reposted it. I'm going to tag her because this is the most realest shit I ever heard. I couldn't understand why this type of man irritates me so much. Because, I mean, he's doing stuff. He's putting in effort. But why the fuck you can't just ever send me my funds for me? Those type of niggas don't really care about you. It's all about the ones that still provide when they're not in your presence. That's a real generous man. Not a man that buys you this, that, and that, and he benefits from it. I'm talking dates. If it's a gift, he benefits from that gift. The biggest example of this is like, if you tell a man, I'm on my period, can you send me some da-da-da, Tylenol, food, flowers, whatever, right? And he says something like, I'll pick you up and I'll take you there. What the fuck if I just want to be by myself right now? I feel like a real generous man, you tell him some shit like, I'm on my period, I need some time, blah, blah, blah. Either DoorDash the shit to you or just send you the money. I'm talking about the ones where every single fucking thing he does for you has to involve him. He's not really doing shit for you for real. And now I figured out why the fuck those type of men irritate me, because they're not truly generous. They're stingy.
Somebody in the comments, I don't get this, man. They said, yeah, they'll pay $500 for a steak dinner, but won't send $20 for Uber Eats whenever you're sick. It's probably because you're not sick and you're lying. Some other woman is complaining about them spending money on you, but they won't ever give you money. Somebody said it's control. Somebody said it's abusive. Somebody else said, and they only buy you clothes, bags, and shoes, etc. when they think they're beautiful. If they don't like the style, they won't buy it, even when you love the style. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. He don't want an ugly woman, and he's got the money. This is what I'm saying to you guys. Y'all think that y'all control and dictate things. At some point in time, you're going to take the L. What y'all be telling moderate, like men to do, average dudes, regular dudes, hold the L. You ain't nothing but an average guy. Hold this L. You ain't never gonna get me. I'm out of your league. But then when you get with a guy that actually spends money, yeah, man, I'll take you on a date. Yeah, but you're not generous. You're not generous for not giving me $20. You bought the bag that you liked, not the one that I wanted. So you don't like the bag? I do like the bag, but I want this one over here. Girl, you're not in control of that. Men done told you it's gonna go the way they want it to go, or it's gonna be nothing at all.
I made you a spinach wrap with a side of watermelon. It's got egg, cheese, and then a protein shake.
Ooh.
There's some napkins. Did you want to come inside?
Excuse me? Sorry, not to walk up on you like that. I just wanted to come by.
I know you.
Where you know me from?
I be seeing you on Instagram. You making the videos.
Oh, that's fire. Then you already know what I'm coming to ask you. I just wanted to come by and offer you a free detail if that's possible. I can knock it out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Thank you so much. This is going to be a tough one, man. Y'all, this is the finishing product of this vehicle. Inside's clean. Oh, snap. I was just about to come knock on the door. Here you go.
Looks so good. Just from the outside.
Thank you. Oh,
So
what's this?
I made you a spinach wrap with a side of watermelon. It's got egg, cheese, and then a protein shake. There's some
Ooh.
napkins. Did you want to come inside?
She want me. She want me.
No, that's okay. Here
Okay.
you go, the keys. Thank you so much.
Oh, wait. You snap. It looks brand new. Oh, yep. I'm definitely about to lock in with you for sure.
Thank you so much for the food. I
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You too. Take care.
You know, as I watch this video, I wonder what it would look like if more women just did this. This looks simple. A side of watermelon, the protein shake. Maybe you don't have to do that, but the spinach wrap, it's just so a simple thank you. How far could you get with your husband?
So yesterday I did a piece about how women need to honor their husbands and stop bitching about them publicly. And after reading the comments, man, I gotta say, sack the fuck up, fellas. Do you know why I honor my husband? It's because he's honorable. He's my protector, not my project. He leads our home, and when I'm uncertain, he reminds me he's got it under control. That's manhood. A lot of men in the comments saying, protect your peace, it's easier to be single. That's not protecting peace, that's avoiding responsibility. It's easier to be single because nobody's watching you quit. That is giving up, that's not stepping up, okay? If she comes to you with an issue in the marriage, don't sulk like you're being drafted for war. You can't demand respect when you act like a victim every time you're faced with a problem. And quit calling her a bitch when you're the only one acting like it. Stop crying that you got your little pee-pee slapped because she said she didn't feel protected or provided for. And listen, let me be clear, provider doesn't just mean money, okay? That's not what this is about. It means providing, comforting, stability. If your woman doesn't feel safe, it doesn't matter what the fuck is in your wallet. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not raising my son to be and I hope you're teaching yours the same thing. Because manhood isn't built on excuses, it's built on consistency. If you want to be honored, earn it. Walk the walk, okay? Because no woman wants to follow a man who hides behind pride. Ugh. Try acting like you did when you were trying to win her, instead of acting like she should feel lucky you haven't left. Nobody wants to build a family with a martyr king.
I think a lot of guys could get behind this. They don't mind doing the work. There's a lot of brothers out there that don't mind, like you said, sucking it up, getting there, getting your hands dirty. They don't mind leading or learning how to lead, learning what their woman wants, and providing that to the best of their ability. I think they were happy that you were saying these things because a lot of them go through this to where, like they said, by now I want to be single. Well, you got to step up. I did step up. I was paying the bills. I was protecting and providing, but she didn't like that. She didn't appreciate that. It was always something else that I needed to do. It was always something else that I was falling short on. She, in a way, became like a teacher, like a judge. Yeah, a little bit more than a teacher, because you're not teaching me anything. Like you're like a judge, whether I did it right or whether I did it wrong. And whenever I did it wrong, sentenced to jail. And in some situations, even though you didn't do anything wrong, well, there's nobody else to blame, so we're going to send you to jail. It's not justice. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not balanced. So a lot of men resonated with what you were saying because in their experience, what has happened to a lot of men, they've been wrongly accused of stuff. And when they're wrong, they say, yeah, my bad. I need to take care of that. But when they stand up for themselves and they say, wait, no, I didn't do that. Like, I deserve an apology. She didn't want to give the apology. She didn't want to be bothered. She started sulking. She started pouting. She started acting like the victim. So that's where they're coming from.
Y'all have been blowing up my DMs asking me my thoughts about Ayesha Curry. I finally watched her interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Listen, fellas, I can see why y'all think that she came off ungrateful in this interview. She's married to one of the biggest, baddest basketball players alive. And you start off the interview saying, I hope I don't get in trouble. Soon as she said that, I said, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to brace myself. So as I was watching the interview, I noticed that she grew up sheltered, definitely naive, and was a Bible thumper, like in church all the time. And she had a crush on Steph since she was 14. So she didn't realize when they were 19 and he went in for a kiss, she was shocked that he liked her back. I'm like, are you kidding me? Here's the thing. She has everything a woman could dream of. She has the rich husband. She has the kids, the house, the car. She has the freedom to do whatever she wants. And yet she got too honest. She has to remember that when you're married to a man of that status, you represent him in everything that you do. Some moments in that interview really disappointed me. Two of them were when she talked about when Steph was at a crossroads in his career of going into the NBA or staying in college, and she said that he called her crying behind a tree. And then she talked about who said I love you first. Like, those things did not need to be made public. You never ever hit your man where he is vulnerable, especially in public. From the outside looking in, Steph is doing what men do, leading, providing, and building the family. She said that she never wanted to be married or have kids. And unfortunately, that was not the flex that she thought it was. As women, we represent our men. Sometimes being real and honest in public can make your man look weak privately. No matter how rich or famous he is, respect still matters. Ladies need to learn something from this interview. Being honest in public definitely can destroy your relationship in private. It should always be a boundary of your man's vulnerability. The world does not need to know that. Never ever embarrass a man because he will never forget it. Respect and protect his peace just like he respects and protects your name.
Like I said, Steph is still out here trying to protect her, trying to do everything that he can to smooth this ship. But she's talking reckless. 4 beautiful children. 4 of them. All healthy, seemingly. Nothing wrong with them. Steph is still a high performer in the NBA. He's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. And this is what he gets. You know, there's a lot of talk in this community about going and getting your money, and then the women are going to come or whatever, whatnot, and you're just going to have your pick of the litter. But I don't know how good that litter actually is. You know, these modern women, it don't matter what you do for them. The story is picture perfect. I've been liking this man since I was 14. At 19 or whatever it is, he goes in for the kiss. Now all of a sudden I know that he likes me back. It's a love. You couldn't write a better love story. We grow up. He goes to the NBA. We're churchgoers. I mean, he's a star. He's a mega star. He's an all-star, a superstar in the NBA. He's the all-time 3-point leader. He's got a big shoe deal. He goes all around the world playing basketball. People know him. They love him. One of the what they would say the nicest guys. Now I know sometimes he get a little bit aggressive on the court, but all of these things are going. Family man, do whatever he needs to, and this is what you get. This is your reward. Your wife going online talking like this. You supported her businesses. Once again, I started restaurants, cookbooks, YouTube channel, cookware, bakeware. What else do you want? Who knows? But this is what you get as your reward. Congratulations.
I called my friends with benefits, situationship, whatever you want to call it. I gave him a call a few days ago and he did not respond. He didn't text, he didn't get back to me at all. And then he texted me back a few days later and he said like, hey, sorry to get back to you, like, hey, want to hang out? A few days later. And then I thought to myself, like, do I really want to sleep with someone who ignores my calls, who ignores my texts, who lets days go by without like responding? Like, I literally called you. You can text like, hey, I can't talk right now, blah, blah, blah. Like, just out of respect. Doesn't matter what we have and what we don't have. Out of respect. Don't ignore my calls. Don't ignore my texts. Anyway, I responded to him, hey, yeah, I just wanted to call you to let you know I just got into a relationship and we can't do this anymore. Fuck you. Fuck you, you idiot.
You know, I forget what his name is, but once again, this is the lady. I don't know if y'all remember that clip where she was complaining about the man ordering a cheeseburger, and then because the cheese was too expensive, I think this was like a few years ago now, because the cheese was too expensive, then he decided, no, I don't want that. And she was like, are you broke or something? Just pay for the cheese. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, it just gave me the ick. And the internet lit her up. This is her. Still talking crazy. I bet this man is ecstatic. Every single now she had like maybe 1 or 2 good videos. So give her kudos for that. But I'm just saying, whenever he sees videos like that, he's gotta be ecstatic. I'm glad that was the first and only date that we had, so I don't have to hear about her out here getting her cheeks clapped by random men. He's at peace right now.
Okay, we got yet another girl that is trying to claim that, you know, men are being women, and this one, her example is the men that are on platforms in the club, because that's where a girl's supposed to be. And then she's just recording like these men that are on platforms, and I don't know, like they want to be on the platforms, I guess. Like anytime I see this whole thing about men wanting to be women and it's a club related, like that viral video of that girl being like, yeah, men want to skip the lines now. Men want to know the promoter and not have to pay. All it is that the club environment stopped prioritizing women nearly to the same extent that it used to be. What's most likely happening is women are starting to have, and it's not even close to the same, a little bit closer to what the male experience has been going to club. Like, girls are getting frustrated that they're not being approached, that men are standing on the platforms and having fun, that they get to skip the line too. And then they're framing it like, oh, men want to be women. And it's like, no, not really. Like, I think the women are just being treated more equally, and you're forgetting that that was a privilege. I think it's quite ironic that a lot of women will say things like, oh, men aren't how they used to. And they'll name a time objectively that was more patriarchal, more misogynistic than ever has been today. To be like, oh, men aren't like they used to. They're not paying for girls' drinks. They're not courting them. And during that same time that they're naming, like, women couldn't have credit cards. What's happening here is men stopped caring so much about what women think, what women do, and overall they just don't really care so much about the validation of women. Hence why they're standing on the platforms. They don't really care what you think of them, and you're sitting there filming them. We have constant videos of women going on rants about why men aren't approaching. They're not real men. They must be gay. Women are getting frustrated that men are starting to decenter them. And then women will sit there talking about how they're decentering men, and their whole account is just about men. So what these two ladies are mistaking for men wanting to be women, you know, because they're on the platforms, is the whole club scene. While it still definitely prioritizes women over men, it is getting a little bit closer to what a man's experience is versus a woman's. You're not getting to skip the line as much. You're not getting free things as much. You're not getting certain spots as much just because of your gender. And I think that's starting to offend a lot of them. And then they start to shame you for saying that you want to be a woman. And it's like, if a woman means getting free stuff, getting to skip the line and all this stuff, yeah, sure, I want to be a woman. So I think the reality is the epidemic of men wanting to be on platforms isn't the thing that's out of control. It's women that think they're entitled to have certain spots because they're women is out of control. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
You know, they really hate this man. It's insane how that's not your spot. That's literally not your spot. I don't know why modern women think that they should go first on everything. You were not. It's like they think I should be able to take all day and all night to get ready. And the people that have been waiting in line, the people that decided to be on time to things, they need to move out when I come in. An attitude and a spirit of entitlement. Men don't have to care nothing about what you got going on. You ain't my mama, you ain't my daughter, you ain't nobody in my family, you ain't none of my friends. I don't have to be worried about you. If you want to stand on the platforms, get your behind there early. Period. End of story. These modern women think they're celebrities. You're nowhere near that. And you're broke, statistically speaking.
The fact that you guys can't use multiple women as a flex anymore.
Who the fuck said that? Women are still getting with men solely based on the fact that he get bitches. Did you not see what happened in the T-app? Viewer discretion is advised.
Because it's clear as day that a guy that sleeps around with multiple women with no standards, he's fighting sexuality, and it's facts.
I don't know what a lot of y'all got against gay people, but your homophobia is showing. All this is a poor attempt to try and shame men that sleep with a lot of women. That's their God-given right. Now, one part I can agree with is, as a man, you should have sexual discipline and sexual standards, but that does not now mean you won't have multiple sexual partners. I think it truly becomes an issue when you're just sleeping with any and everybody simply because the sex is being offered to you. But even then, that has absolutely nothing to do with that man's sexuality. Some people truly just have a really high sex drive. Yeah, I love to scream about body positivity and body autonomy, but as soon as a nigga crack a whole bunch of bitches, now all of a sudden he gay. And most of y'all that say that is only because you got cheated on by some man. That ain't got nothing to do with him being gay. The logic doesn't even stand. It makes literally no fucking sense. Because like I've said in a lot of my other videos, in order for that logic to make sense, that would ultimately mean lesbian women that cheat really want to be straight. Gay men that cheat really want to be straight. Straight women that cheat really want to be gay. You want us to believe that? Instead of them just going out and doing their thing because it is 2025 and this shit is vibrant as fuck out here? Or what about the people that transition? What do they want to be when they cheat, Enlighten me. I would love to fucking hear it. I swear a lot of y'all just get online and just regurgitate shit you heard somebody else say but can't actually back it up and don't even know why you agree with it. Fellas, please stay away from these group thinkers. They can't formulate anything on their own. They sit around and wait for creators and people online to tell them what to think and how to feel. But you know what? You ain't gotta listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. That keep the change.
I don't think modern women have another thing in their playbook. I think that they think this is the highest insult that they could ever give a man. That's what I think. They keep on using this same old thing like men are going to pay attention to it. Ma'am, I don't know you. If you calling me this keeps me from having to pay for dates with you involved, then by all means, do what you need to do. If you need to put me on social media, if you need to trash me, talk about I'm this, I'm that, I don't care, because I'm not going over there giving you any of my resources or my time. Your time, in fact, is up.
6 months ago, I decided to go try and date. I thought I was ready, okay? I thought, I can handle this. I just want a companion. I want to hang out with someone. I want like a boyfriend. I don't want to live together. I'm never getting married again, but I thought I can handle this. Of course. It's been 6 months since I decided to date. There have been, I think, 3 different men in those 6 months that I have actively gone on dates with and talked on the phone or texted with and hung out with. And just today I decided I can't do this anymore. I literally can't. I am giving so much room in my brain and in my thoughts and in my time. Concerned about them, what they're doing. Are they calling? Are they not calling? Are they texting? Are they not texting? Are we going out? Are we not going out? It's and minimal effort from them. And I'm still acting like that in my brain. No, thank you. Why would I do that to myself? There is no reason. I was perfectly happy. I used to tell all my friends, I was like, I'm happy. Like, I don't need a man at all. At all. And then on all my dating profiles, I would put happy alone, change my mind. And in 6 months, not one mother ever changed my mind. In fact, all it did was bring irritation, annoyance, wavered my confidence, which I don't have a problem with. I have to be done again. Because I can't do it. It's not for me.
You know what's funny? I thought y'all told us that your friends would always be there for you and you didn't need no man. But it seems like you're in a man's face right now, trying to get his attention, which men told you you would probably end up doing sooner or later. And here you are doing that sooner rather than later. Actually, to 3 guys. 3 guys you've called. I've gone on dates with them. I've done this. So you've wasted their money because you're not really looking for anything. I'm just looking for a friend that's not a woman. I want to cuddle. I want to do all of the things that have to do with the relationship, but I don't necessarily want the commitment. He can continue to spend money on me. He can continue to take me on trips and we can play house, but I'm not going to give him the full commitment of the things that I could possibly bring to the table. It's going to be a no for me, dog.
I had an interesting day.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about Mummy's day?
No.
Okay. Can I tell you about my day anyway?
No.
Okay. Good chat. Thanks.
Somebody in the comments said your husband thinks the same. He's just too scared to say it. And you know what? Honestly, it looks like it triggered a lot of people. It looks like it triggered a lot of people. But he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. What you be talking about, I don't care nothing about. It don't never have anything to do with me. It's just you complaining, you being negative, you dumping all of the emotions, all of the trauma, all of the drama on me after I done had a hard day at work, and I got to take your emotions, the baby's, mine, and try to figure it out. I'm tired.
I'm going to tell you why the club scene is over. The club scene is over because men want to be women. And when I say men want to be women, they want to cut the line. They want to go in with the promoter. They don't want to buy their drinks. They don't want to buy their bottle. They put on their best fit.
You can click her whole video if you want to see somebody just like act like they're making a point, but totally missing the point. So let's just get into this one. Overall, you understand the theme here is men want to be women because they don't want to have to pay for their drinks. Yes, because most people don't want to have to pay for their stuff. They would like to skip the line. They want to go in the promoter. She claims that most men are getting dressed up to like impress other men. That part I disagree with. But like the whole point here is like, I think it's funny that she's equating men wanting to be women with the fact that like men don't want to like have an overall like harder time doing things. Like what man or what person in general is like, yeah, I want to be a real man and pay for my stuff. I want to be a real man and wait in a long 1 hour line. Like, no. I made a video a long time ago where I talked about the fact that a lot of the times you can feel like you're being mistreated when you're used to privilege for a long time. So this girl probably feels like, oh, men want to be women, but all that's happening is you're starting to get treated equally now. But you are mistaking for men wanting to be women as men no longer necessarily performing for women. If you thought there was ever a point where men wanted to wait in lines, they wanted to go and like give up their better spot for the girl, they wanted to go pay for their drink, like there was never a point when that was a thing. They were performing for you because they wanted to get something out of it. What's happening is women are now experiencing a lot of the realities that a lot of men go through pretty much for the last like 5 to 10 years in the nightlife scene. When girls say the line that nightlife is over, what they mean by nightlife is no longer prioritizing women like it used to. Because like she said, they're not able to skip the line anymore. They're not getting offered free drinks anymore. They're not being prioritized anymore. That is not men wanting to be women. That is men stepping back from a system that was unequal. The overall theme of her video is that she's defining womanhood by laziness, superficiality, and just overall comfort. And now that men are also seeking those things because, yeah, call me crazy, like nobody wants to wait in a 2-hour line. Nobody wants to pay for their drinks. Like, yeah, so womanly. It's like 100 years ago if a woman was like, hey, listen, I want to be able to vote. I'm like, oh my God, this girl wants to be a man. Like, no, she doesn't want to be a man. She wants to have the same like equal rights as a man. Doesn't mean she wants to be a man. Doesn't mean a man wants to be a woman because he doesn't want to have to like wait in a 1-hour line and while you guys get to skip the line. It's so ironic because so many girls that I know that are like club girls reposted this video thinking like, oh my God, we got a good point on our hand. But they use femininity as a slur. Like they use it like, oh, you want to be us and that's not good. The reality is gender dynamics are changing. We are coming slowly. I'm not saying it's happened yet, but slowly we are coming a little bit more equal on how I think we should be treated. If you're new to my channel, my overall theme here is nobody deserves anything because of their gender. I don't think a man deserves a job because he's a man. I don't think a woman deserves anything because she's a woman. What a lot of men are coming to the conclusion of is no longer are they finding it worth it to spend a lot of money or do certain things for the validation of women. And I think that's upsetting a lot of women, and they're trying to shame men for like not doing those things anymore. And lastly, listen, the overall theme here, whenever I see videos that have this same type of feel to it, is that they come from this stance that men are supposed to be providing, women are supposed to be receiving, and like that's just how it is, which inherently is a transactional dynamic. So if you want equality, then it's going to have to apply to every area. So you're not experiencing that men want to be women. You're just experiencing a closer gap to equality. It's still not there, but we're getting closer. And a lot of people mistake this for like chaos, like, oh, men don't want to be men anymore. But it's just balance. It's becoming more balanced, and a lot of people don't like that, especially when you were used to a privilege for a very long time. So no, it's not that men want to be women. It's that women don't want equality as much as you might have thought you did. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
Well, I think the thing is here, a lot of these modern women, they're starting to realize, and they really don't realize it. They really don't understand it, that their entitlement is coming to an end. All of the things that they enjoyed, they're still trying to hold on to those while having equality in other things. So I want to go out and I can work, I can do it. Take the training wheels off. I don't need you anymore. Okay, then if you don't need me, then you don't need to skip the line. You don't need to be the first one to go into the club. You don't need to be the first one to go anywhere. You don't need a man to hold your door open or change your tire or help you with heavy things because you've got it. Maybe you don't have it physically, but you can figure out a way to get it done. That's what you told men. And so now that's what you're experiencing. But in this situation, in the club, you figured out, or you're going to have to figure out how to get it done. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to get to that stage. How much money are you willing to pay? Well, you should just let me up there. No, we're equal. Remember? So you're going to have to figure out how many bottles you have to buy to get a section for you and your girls. Y'all might have to divvy it up, split it up, and y'all can have a section of your own. Well, we want the men to buy the section. Well, I don't want to buy a section for you. I don't know you. You're not my girlfriend. You're nobody to me. You're not my friend. Nothing. So I don't have to. If I buy a section and I want you to come over, then I'll let you know that. Simple as that. And every woman in this club has a fair shot. You're not the only one in here that matters. And modern women really can't handle that.
So you guys, you know what's funny? Before this whole coffee date is a bare minimum effort trend blew up, I had never been asked to go out on a coffee date, like ever. And so now you have men offering to take you out on a date, a coffee date, not because they want to actually get coffee. Some of these people don't even drink coffee for real, but it's because we overshared on the internet, specifically women. We gave too much information on the internet. We told them we're not doing coffee dates. It's bare minimum. And while we were saying this on the internet, the men were out there taking notes. Now they're offering coffee dates because they're like, I want to see if she's one of those women. I want to see if she's going to accept the coffee date. And on the flip side, now you have men who are also on the internet taking notes. And they're like, oh, if you offer her coffee and she says no, then she doesn't deserve to have your time. She doesn't deserve to have access to you or your money. And whole time, each side thinks that they're educating one another, but in reality, they're all just kind of like competing and reacting to each other. So men are reacting to women and women are reacting to men. That's why this is one of the reasons why dating doesn't get past the first date. So I do think that we've gotten to a point on social media where we're sharing too much. We're oversharing and we think that it's helping, but it's actually causing more harm than good. Specifically in the dating world, because we're playing all of our cards and we're showing all of our cards. Some things need to be held close to the chest, but a lot of you guys are coming on the internet to say, I won't accept the coffee dates or Olive Garden or, Red Lobster, because who's going to Red Lobster, right? Like a lot of us are not accepting good men right? A lot of us are, and the same thing for men. A lot of men are missing out on good women because that girl doesn't want to go out on a coffee date. And I'm not saying to settle for bare minimum. If you truly feel like coffee dates are bare minimum, then I hope it's coming from a place where you're feeling that. Because prior to this whole conversation, I've never been offered a coffee date. So to me, if somebody had offered to take me on a coffee date prior to, I don't think I would have said to myself this bare minimum, because I've never been offered on a coffee date. To me, it would have just been, okay, he's taking me on a coffee date, and it would never had been a thought in my mind that this was bare minimum. It would have just been like, this is a cute little date. It's a cute little date. Mind you, I remember watching TV shows where men would ask, TV shows or movies where men would ask, oh, can we go on a coffee date? I'd love to take you out for coffee. Let's go get some coffee. Like, that is not, to me, that's not bare minimum. It's not bare minimum. I think that bare minimum would mean a man who doesn't put forth an effort, not in the amount of money that he's putting, like he's spending, but bare minimum to me is a man who doesn't put effort into maybe his appearance, maybe his his conversation. That would be like the bare minimum for me, because today is coffee, but tonight could be dinner at a 5-star restaurant. You know what I mean? I don't know. And then a lot of you guys who say that, a lot of you females who say that the coffee date is bare minimum, you've never even spent $100 at dinner, $100 at dinner on yourself, let alone have a man spend it on you. I don't know. Y'all be lying. A lot of you guys are lying, because I've seen you guys.
And we're talking about settling, but it's not actually settling. You have to start thinking about, it's a very immature mindset. You have to start thinking about what you're there to do. You know what I mean? Like, well, I feel like he's disrespecting me. Well, guess where you can find that out? On the date. You can fill them out. If you want to ask those questions, you can ask those questions on the coffee date. Plain and simple. And if you don't like the guy, 30 minutes. You're done in 30 minutes. You can ask all your questions, everything that you want to know, 30 to 45 minutes. And you haven't really even lost anything. Oh, well, I lost my time in it. Well, he lost his time too. And he lost money. Because now he's got to pay for the date. So, I mean, you guys continue to think that you're losing more as women than men are. Well, y'all are missing out on good women because y'all are telling them to accept coffee dates. That if she can't accept a coffee date, if she can't accept dates that don't cost over, that cost $300, I should say, $300, $400, $500. If she has to have that, then she wasn't the woman for me in the first place. Now, if she says, well, I don't really like coffee, but there is a nice restaurant up the road, Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, cool. Let's go there. But y'all are jumping from coffee, even Cheesecake Factory, to like a steakhouse. And Cheesecake Factory isn't that cheap. I mean, I think they have reasonably priced stuff. So you going there and getting to know somebody, you get a good meal, you get a nice dessert, a great ambiance. Sometimes it can be a little bit loud in there, and you get to know somebody. So it's a good date night. It's a good idea. But y'all keep on turning down ideas. Oh, well, you're missing out on a good woman. I'm not. Because she's not good at that point. I don't want her. She's not for me.
A man opens the door for me. Bare minimum. Pays for my meal. Bare minimum. Compliments me. Says that I look good in the dress that I'm wearing. Bare minimum. Brings me flowers that he found on the side of the road. Bare minimum. You ever notice that people that say these things are not married? The women that say all of these acts are bare minimum are not married. A lot of them. That this man is not doing anything but the bare minimum. We never have examples of what isn't the bare minimum. We always see these videos of, well, that's the bare minimum. Then what's not? Honestly, I've never seen an example of what's not the bare minimum, because my husband does all of these things. Obviously, and then some, because I married him. But sit there and think about it. The women that say that all of those things are bare minimum, most of the time they're not married. And there's a reason. Yet those are the women that want to be married.
You can never see those videos because it's a case-by-case basis. I think I saw a video where a woman said a man that she really likes or she finds hot, he doesn't have to text. He doesn't have to take me on the expensive dinners and dates and stuff like that because I really don't like him like that. But the guy that I'm giving a chance, quote unquote, that I don't like that much, he has to go above and beyond because I'm giving him the opportunity. He has to wow me. He has to really work for it. So bare minimum to them changes from situation to situation. And the worst part about that video was her friend was in the background or right beside her, backing her up. Nobody's calling each other out and saying, y'all keep on talking about why don't men check other men? But then you see her not checking her friend and say, hey, you know, I don't agree with that. No, absolutely not. Well, you know, you don't really want to embarrass them. No, if you say something silly, why don't you check your friend on camera? There was a group of women talking about, well, I don't need no man, this, and this. And the woman just backed up and she said, you know, I need my man. And I think she was the only married person in the group. There was another group where 3 ladies, they were talking about, they were asked a question. If your man asked you to go and put something else on or take something else off or something like that, are you going to do it? And the woman, I think she ended up being married, was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. Like, if you don't like that, then definitely. And then there was 2 women simultaneously saying the same thing, came up beside her and started to, oh no, that's controlling, that's manipulative. I ain't going to do that. They put their hands up and you guessed it. They didn't have no ring on those fingers. Nothing. Because men don't want to be bothered by that type of stuff at all. The women who get it, the women who understand it, they're probably going to be the ones in relationships with the ability to stay in relationships. But these modern women that continue to talk about, oh, that's the bare minimum, yada, yada. And even some married women that talk about, oh, don't let him do you like that. That's the bare minimum. They don't have none of that energy for their husband.